I get a lot of great questions about what my recovery program, Brain Training 101, actually is. Like, is it like one of those programs where you're just doing lots of rounds of things throughout the day? And what about group coaching? Like, I'm not sure if I want to talk in front of strangers, or is it just a giant spreadsheet of things to try? So I thought I'd do something a little different and share the first lesson from the program here on YouTube. It will give you a clear sense of what the program is, how it works, and whether or not it might be a good fit for you. In the program, you'll learn the science behind this in bite-sized, like very short videos, and then exercises to put it all into practice. But that's really only part of it. What makes a real difference is the support. In addition to me, we have other amazing coaches who've walked the path, and all of us are there to answer your questions and help guide you through the whole process. And there are multiple group calls to accommodate multiple time zones. Yes, even you, Australia and New Zealand. And they are filled with the most insightful, funny, brilliant, and compassionate people that you will ever meet. And you'll walk away from each call with the feeling of knowing that you're not alone in this. And you will often hear me saying at the end of calls that this call was better, like more informative, more insightful, more supportive than anything you will find on my YouTube channel. They really are pure gold. So if you're struggling with, like, I'm doing all the things right, but nothing's shifting, this might be what's missing. So just settle in, take a listen, and see if it sparks something for you. And if you're skeptical, even better. That's a great sign of an open mind. And this works whether you believe it or not, kind of just like gravity. You just need a bit of curiosity. Welcome. It is so wonderful to have you here. If you don't know me, my name is Raelan Agle, and I just want to take a moment to congratulate you for doing something incredible for yourself, for not giving up, for looking for more information, for seeking out support, for getting in touch with a community that gets it and is going to walk alongside you as you navigate this next part of your journey. I'm so excited to get started with you. If we've never met before, I'm excited to meet you. We will get a chance to do that in the group calls. This is going to be incredible. So what are we doing here? As the name suggests, Brain Retraining 101 for ME/CFS and Long COVID recovery. This program is for people who know or strongly suspect that there is a neurological aspect to their condition, meaning that working with your brain, with neuroplasticity, with your autonomic nervous system, with your body's threat assessment systems is going to be key in eliminating your symptoms. And this can be effective for conditions far beyond ME/CFS and long COVID, which is myalgic encephalomyelitis or chronic fatigue syndrome, which we more commonly call ME/CFS, but it's also for all sorts of chronic pain. It's for POTS and MCAS and fibromyalgia and IBS, potentially a whole long list of things. So if I haven't said your condition or your specific thing, vaccine injuries, all sorts of things, this approach has been found to be effective. In fact, the experts in the world agree that when it comes to health conditions, there is no health condition in which addressing your brain and your autonomic nervous system isn't relevant and important. It's just how big of a puzzle piece is this going to be for you? Is this going to be your whole puzzle, or is this a part of it? So no matter what you're facing, you will learn information and insights and tools here that can help you on your way. And if you're here in this program, I imagine you probably know at least a bit about who I am. My best guess is that you found your way here through my YouTube channel. If you don't know me or don't know much about me, I grew up with a mother who had CFS. She got unwell when I was about 5 years old, and she unfortunately never did recover. So for all of my childhood and early adult life, I saw firsthand as a caregiver and a child what it's like to go through this horrific condition. And then within a year of her passing, I got a really bad virus, just a really bad flu, and I just never got better. And weeks and months went on, and eventually I was diagnosed with chronic fatigue syndrome, or ME, as well. And it felt like a death sentence after seeing what my mother went through. And I struggled for years, and I lived with it for 10 years in varying degrees of severity. And throughout that whole time, there was not one easy day. There wasn't a single day where I didn't have some level of symptoms. Now, there were better days and worse days, better years and worse years, but it was tough. So I definitely have the lived experience of what it's like to face something like this and to face it for a significant amount of time. And then when I recovered about 6 years ago, I have been chronic symptom free ever since. I got really passionate about sharing my story because I wasn't hearing about people who recovered. Everything online was so depressing and just made me want to give up. Basically said I had virtually no hope of getting better. And I didn't believe that was the case because I recovered following nobody's specific protocol and I got better. So if I could do it, I knew I wasn't anything special. And I thought I had a genetic predisposition for it since my mother had it. And we suspect her mother had it as well, which really made me think like, I'm screwed. But I'm like, if I got past this, other people can. So I wrote a book, which I'd only recommend if you want to hear my story. It's 6 years old. It's outdated. We know so much more since that time. It is not a recovery guide. If you're looking for a memoir, read it for that. I think it's enjoyable for that. And then from there, I started my YouTube channel, started sharing my story, and that quickly grew. And I started interviewing people all over the world. And as of today, I've interviewed over 250 people and counting. By the time you watch this, it's probably going to be significantly higher. And I have a mile-long wait list of people waiting to come on the channel and tell their story, which is such an incredible problem to have. I could record all day, every day. I would never keep up because so many people are recovering. And in that time, I've also been fortunate that I've been able to interview many experts in the field and many doctors who are out there successfully treating people, sharing what's working with their patients, and just lots of different subject matter experts in the field. And I even have doctors reaching out to me and telling me that they're sending their patients to my channel and that they bookmark specific videos and say, you need to watch this one, and then you need to watch that one. And so exciting. There's even a team of researchers who are doing an analysis of the recovery stories on my channel. They've taken the transcripts and they are doing what researchers do. I am not a researcher, not going to pretend to understand the process, but analyzing things with the aim of publishing their findings in a medical journal. So we've come a really long way. And I share all this to share why I created this program, because there's lots of recovery programs out there. Why create another one? And I found that I am uniquely positioned to have access to the leading experts all over the world and get to talk with them, meet with them, learn from them. We learn from each other. They ask for my insights from the recovery stories that I do. And I also get to talk to so many people who have recovered, who have taken all these programs, and they tell me what they find works, what doesn't, what they like about programs, what doesn't work. So I've taken all of that I've learned, what is, as we know of today, the best of recovery strategies and information, and put that all together and in a way that people tell me that works. So it is my absolute passion to do this. It is an honor to do this and know that this is a topic that I know well. But that being said, I am not a doctor. I am not a medical professional. Nothing in this program replaces medical advice. You need to keep working with your doctor. You need to tell your doctor that you're doing this program. And I know that can be a challenging conversation to have because different doctors are at different levels of understanding with these conditions. So you'll find a lesson coming very soon in this program that helps you prepare for that conversation with your doctor and even gives you something that you can bring in to him, showing the research, showing what you're doing, showing that this is evidence-backed, and showing how you can work together in this process. So this is not professional medical advice, and nothing here should replace professional medical advice. That being said, here is what you can expect in this program. This program is broken down into 3 parts. The first part, and it's very important that you do these in order. I know it's tempting to skip ahead to those brain training strategies and all those insights, and they're coming very soon. But the first part is a really important part, and it's where we walk through the neuroscience of this all, understanding your brain, understanding your nervous system, understanding how symptoms are created. And I promise you, if you are new to this, it is fascinating and it is fun to learn about. Your head's going to explode, and it's going to be information that you're going to carry with you for the rest of your life because it changes everything. Once you really understand how these systems work in your body, it's so empowering and you realize how much more control you have over your thoughts, your emotions, your physical symptoms. It helps you with so many things. So after we learn that stuff, and even if you already have a really solid foundation, it's still good to go through these lessons, maybe as a refresher, hopefully some new insights. Things are constantly changing, so there is probably some stuff in there that you might not already know. Next, we get into our toolkit. So we're going to walk through a bunch of strategies and tools that you can use in various situations, like what to do when symptoms are mild or moderate, and then specific strategies for when symptoms are severe, and how to just work on nervous system regulation in everyday life, because this isn't just something that happens in a vacuum, just when symptoms are present. It's something our nervous system is, all over the place, all of the time, depending on our environment. So we need tools that we can use just throughout life. And here's the unique thing with this program, because I'm going to give you some tools. I'm going to give you some specific strategies. I'm going to walk you through how to do them step by step, going to give you a roadmap. And if you want, you can follow it exactly as it is. Some of us are wired that way. We're like, yes, I want the plan. I'm going to do what I'm told. That's me. I'm just most comfortable following along as things are. Great. But if you're going through some of them and you're like, the wording of this doesn't really fit for me, or this is too short, or it's too long, or I kind of want to do it a different way, or that one doesn't even really jive with me, but I really like that one. This is all customizable and this is all up to you. You are the boss. So if you want to change the wording, you want to change the format, you want to focus more on one than another, if you want to make it your own and add some changes to it, do it. This isn't a magic potion that you're learning. This isn't voodoo to suddenly make your condition disappear. It's about what resonates for you, what feels good to you. So, make it your own, as they would say, and know that everything here is customizable and adaptable. And you are absolutely the one who decides if and what should be changed. And then lastly, we walk you through and teach you how to start to slowly and safely expand activity, because I know doing more can be scary if you have a history of doing more, making you feel bad. So all of this is laid out very strategically in the order that you need to learn it. And by the time you get to that point, you will be ready and you will feel confident and you will understand what's happening and you will have the tools to start expanding outwards and slowly doing more in a safe way. And as you go through all of these sections, we're going to talk about getting at the root of why this happened for you in the first place. Like, why did you get long COVID when your neighbor didn't? Or why did you get CFS when someone else didn't? Or why did you not recover from the mold, or whatever it might be? So we need to look at the cause. We need to talk about emotions. We need to look at, is there some trauma we're carrying around? We need to see, are we pushing too much down and not giving our emotions the light of day? It's not about fixing everything. It's not about resolving everything. It's not about living in a state of bliss. It's just about keeping all of that at a manageable level so that your nervous system knows that things are okay. And in this program, we're going to go through tools to do that as well. And you don't have to do any of this alone. I mean, if you want to, you can. If that's who you are, you're like, I just want to sit in my room and do the lessons and do the work myself, power to you. You're the boss. But I would highly recommend that you take part in our weekly group support calls. We have multiple calls every week. You'll get an email every week letting you know when they are, what time, the link to join, and they are hosted by a handful of people. Some of them are hosted by me. So if you attend mine, I would love to get to meet you and hear a bit about your story. Some of them are hosted by other coaches in the program. Incredible people who have lived the experience of living with these conditions themselves, who have gone through this program themselves, so they know the material well and are now fully recovered. So they are a great support and you're going to just adore these calls. The information is important, but the information is everywhere out there. You can find probably everything you need to know online for free these days, most of it for free from me in my various spaces. I mean, what this program does is it brings it all together in one place, so you don't have to dig through hundreds of videos and emails, but it is out there. The beauty or the magic of what's going to happen on this journey that we're on here is what happens when you take part in these calls and connect with other people here. I don't even know how to explain the magic that happens during these calls. The amount of times that I leave with happy tears, the incredible feedback that I hear from course participants over and over and over again, how people leave feeling uplifted and hopeful and supported, and just how powerful it is to connect with people who really get it. And people in these calls sometimes make connections where they meet up outside of the calls and support each other during the week, just through texts or whatever they decide to do. It's a place to celebrate successes and share your wins and have people cheer and clap for you because you finally got to wash your hair for the first time in 2 weeks. And you're in this group of people that are just like, wow, I get that. I get how big that is. And I am crying happy tears for you and celebrating with you. And it's also a place to share the places where you feel stuck. And you're like, I don't understand why this isn't working or why this keeps happening. Like, who has ideas? Like, what do you guys think? Hear from our coaches, hear from the other people on the calls. These are some of the most well-informed people on the planet. It is an incredible group to be around. So join one a week, join all of them, just join what you can, and what you can't join, watch for the emails sharing the links to the replays, because all course participants are sent out replays of the calls in case you miss them. And true magic can happen just from watching these calls. Such incredible insights. I guarantee you'll learn as much, if not more, in these calls than you will from this whole program, everything that happens outside of it. So starting immediately, keep an eye on your inbox. You will get emails telling you how and when to join, and you can show up in whatever way you want. You can keep your camera off for the entire call. You can leave early. You can show up late. No judgment here. Nobody cares. You can participate. You can sit back quietly and listen. Just whatever works for you that day, that is what you do. I just really hope to see you there. Another way to connect is to make use of the comments function in this program. Just like in this lesson, it's another way to connect with other participants, ask questions, share your own experience, respond to other people, share your insights. I pop in when I can and I respond to some things. It's just any way that you can connect is going to help you have a better experience and move more quickly through your recovery with this, because social connection is so important. It's a big part of this. Now, I want to share one thing that you're going to notice as you go through this is that this program is always updated. I had two options with creating this program. We could have created everything and put it out there and never changed a thing. There you go. Here it is. Brain Training 101 always looks the same. It's simple for people in the program. Nothing ever changes. They don't have to watch for any new lessons popping up that weren't there last week. But then, because the science is changing, every week, every month, I wouldn't be able to keep it up to date. So I would have to create a new program like Brain Training 101 2.0 and then charge people again. And then here's the updated information. So what I've chose to do is just keep this one continually updated. So you are here, you will never be charged again. You have lifetime access to all the newest recovery information that I keep adding to it. And you'll know it's new or updated because it will say next to it for a while after it's been posted, probably the first month, in brackets at the start. It'll say new or it'll say updated. And you'll be like, oh, and you'll also see it hasn't been checked off that you've watched it. And you'll know why it's suddenly there. And somehow, how didn't I see that before? It's also why you'll notice why these videos look different. I look different. The room looks different. Don't get tripped up by any of that. None of that matters, whether the video was recorded a year ago or yesterday, whether you like one style over another, none of it matters. What matters is the information. And if the information is still here, it means it's still relevant and still important to you, and you and your recovery are what matter. And one of the biggest questions I get at this point is, how long is the recovery going to take? And everyone is unique. And comparing yourself to others is a bit of a trap because there are rapid recovery stories. We see them on my YouTube channel. Some people get better so fast, but they are the exception, not the norm. It's like getting mad at yourself for not winning a lottery ticket. Sure, it happens, but expecting it for you, unfortunately, pretty unlikely. So have patience with the process, trust the process, don't put any timelines on it. Clock watching is another way of telling your nervous system something's wrong. I better be better by my birthday. Just go with the flow. And that being said, without any timelines on this, I want to finish this right now with just asking you, what made you come here? What are you working towards? What do you want to do once your symptoms are gone? Whatever point in the future that is, we're not going to put a clock on it, but when that time comes, not if, when that time comes, what do you want to do? Is it things you stopped doing or you can no longer do that you look forward to getting back to, or are there some new things that you're excited to try? And if you're skeptical about all of this, if you're like, oh, I want to believe, but I don't know, that's okay. It's normal. Virtually everybody is skeptical off the start. All I ask is that you stay curious and that you just keep showing up. I believe you can get past this. You can borrow my belief for now until you have yours. And there are tools in this program to help you build up yours so you will get there. And just keep your eye on the prize. Like, what are you working towards? Why does this matter for you? What are you excited to do again? What do you miss? So thanks for joining. I'm so excited to have you here. Give yourself another pat on the back for doing the work and know you have got this. So if this resonated with you and you're thinking, I want more of this, you can check out the full program with the link in this video's description. And Brain Training 101 is a self-paced program. It comes with unlimited weekly support calls and includes all the tools and strategies that I've collected from over 250 recovery stories and the top experts. You don't have to figure this all out alone. You definitely don't have to do it all perfectly. Just keep showing up. Stay curious and know that real change is absolutely possible. I see it in the calls every single week. And if you have questions, just pop them in the comments here. I would love to hear from you.